Hi everyone, this video is an exercise 11J question 4. So we are given the boundary conditions x is equal to 0 when y is equal to 0, and we want to find a particular solution to this differential equation. So now in this case, we want to use separation of variables because one thing that we can do at the beginning is just simply take a factor of 2y on the left hand side, and that gives us 1 plus x. And on the right hand side is just 1 minus y squared. And now we can divide both sides by 1 minus y squared, and also divide by 1 plus x afterwards. So first we'll get 2y over 1 minus y squared, 1 plus x divided by the x is just equal to 1. And now we can divide both sides by 1 plus x. So we get 1 over 1 plus x. And finally, we can multiply both sides by dx, which gives us 1 over 1 plus x dx. Right, so at this point, we can finally integrate both sides. And interestingly, both are just length. So what I mean is that the left side, let's make the educated guess that it integrates to len of mod 1 minus modulus 1 minus y squared. But let's differentiate this and see if this gives us the same answer. Okay, so when we differentiate, we'll get minus 2y over 1 minus y squared. So we have this additional minus that is not here, so that means that we need to have another minus here so that they cancel out, and therefore when we differentiate we'll get 2y over 1 minus y squared. So that's the derivative of the left hand side. Not the derivative, I mean when we integrate, that's the answer. And on the right hand side, that one is very simple because it's just len of modulus 1 plus x plus c, and c is just the constant of integration. Right, so at this point, we can use the boundary conditions to find the value of the constant. Now, remember that both x and y are equal to 0, so that means we just substitute 0 into x and y, so we'll have minus len 1 is equal to len 1 plus c, and remember that len 1 is just equal to 0, so that means c is equal to 0. Therefore, for the solution, we'll have minus len 1 minus y squared is equal to len 1 plus x. But remember that the question is asking us to give the final answer in the form y is equal to g of x, so we can do e to the power of both sides. So we'll have e to the power of, also we can multiply both sides by negatives, so that we'll have e to the power of modulus 1 minus y squared is equal to e to the power of minus len mod 1 plus x, but later we'll affect this negative, and that just makes this 1 over 1 plus x. Here also is a len. So basically this side is now here for simplicity, we can sort of drop the moduluses in A level, because this is for A level maths, and we don't need to go and assess all the conditions that what are the differences for the values of modulus, even though it's not very rigorous. So there will be a change of essentially, so e and len cancel out, and then we'll get 1 minus y squared is equal to, so here remember that we have len of 1 plus x but negative, so that just means that there will be the reciprocal of that, because this is the same as 1 plus x to the power of minus 1, which is the same as 1 minus y squared is equal to 1 over 1 plus x, so that we'll have y squared is equal to 1 minus 1 over x plus 1, and that means y squared is equal to x plus 1 minus 1, which is just x. And finally, we'll just take the square root of both sides, So that gives us y is equal to root x over x plus 1. And we can stop here.